Hey there, welcome to another review of a feedback request from a hotel or restaurant. This time we're working with a feedback request from a restaurant that came through Resy, which is a company and an app that restaurants use to manage reservations. So let's dive into my computer. So this is what the request for feedback looks like from Resy. It comes a day after you visit a restaurant, after a reservation that you've done through Resy, obviously. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. So it's one question down here. How likely are you to recommend the restaurant to others? And it's a 5-point scale, and it's not likely on the bottom end and very likely on the top end. So two things about this. Number one, this is very similar to the Net Promoter Score question, which asks essentially the exact same question, but they use an 11-point scale. It's 0 to 10. How likely are you to recommend the restaurant to a colleague, a friend? It's phrased differently from different businesses. The other thing I want to point out here is they are showing the scale with a visual of 5 stars. That's how they're showing the various gradations of likelihood to recommend. And this is very interesting to me because we're all accustomed to seeing 5 stars in reviews all over the internet these days. Online reviews for products, for services, for hotels, for restaurants, for just about everything that we purchase these days. So when you see a 5-star graphic like this, typically you're thinking of a rating or a review. And I'm not sure what they're getting at here, but it seems out of place to me. This is not a rating or review. This is a question that they're asking me whether I would recommend the restaurant to others. In my opinion, stars don't belong here. But let's go on and see what happens once we click through. So I did have a very good experience at this restaurant, and I would give it a 5-star rating or review, and it is very likely that I would recommend the restaurant to others. So let's go with that. So it opens up a window in your browser, and you see that they have passed through your response to that question, which is a great functionality, and it shows it visually again as stars. So I clicked very likely, or in their case, they translate that to 5 stars. So the only other information that they're asking about here is what's driving my review. Hold on. That wasn't a review. That was a question that I answered. So they're conflating two different things here, and this is just not great method. This is not a best practice in surveying consumers, certainly. And they have 4 choices here: food service, vibe, and other. If I click one of them, I had good food there. That's one of the things driving my quote-unquote review. Nothing else happens. They're not asking any specifics about it. They're just ticking the boxes of whether these things contributed to my review. Other, they're not asking for any further information there, which is interesting also. And then at the bottom, they're asking whether I have any additional comments to make, which is typical and great, and I always appreciate when surveys do ask for additional information. So I'm not going to add anything here. Let's scroll down and submit it and see what happens. Click the submit again, it says submit review. I didn't know I was writing a review. I thought I was answering a simple question about whether I would recommend the restaurant. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there's the thank you page. It shows that I rated. Again, that's not what I did. I answered a question about whether I would recommend the restaurant. So again, conflating a bunch of different things. They're conflating a question about recommendation with a review on the last page that they showed me, and now it's a rating. So, I don't know. In my opinion, this is just not the right way to do things. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.